hey. Good day, good day. Welcome back to another episode of What's the Word Wednesdays. Shout out to everyone who's watching us live on YouTube right now. What's the Word Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, where we do our very best to try to motivate you, encourage you, inspire you, lift you up, give you some practical everyday nuggets that you can use for your business. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we just try to keep it as real as we possibly can. We don't hold back. We just gonna give it to you raw, uncut. My name is Eric Clifton. They call me E. Cliff. I'm gonna let my man with the plan go ahead and introduce himself and his protege that we have on the call this evening. Go ahead, sir.
Absolutely. Y'all guys know who it is. It's Daryl Two Jackets Jenkins in the building. And I got my good friend and brother, business partner from another, Mr. Mark Money Making Jackson.
What's up? What's up?
Hey. Glad to have you.
Fresh off a plane from Jamaica too, might I add.
Fresh off the plane from Jamaica. Listen, before we jump on into what we're here for, Two Jackets, what kind of announcements you got that the people should know about what's going on around the planet right now?
Let's see. Following us after What's the Word Wednesday, we got our stand-in Wednesday night private business reception. Guys, get all of your potential business partners on. You don't want them to miss that information. Let's see. Sunday, as always, we right back here in the Platinum Network with our game plan call with the wonderful and highly educated Mr. Preston Scott. Thursday nights, right here in Oxon Hill, we got our Thursday night meetings. Again, guys, for those of you who are following us in the Travel Talks Live, we have shifted our first and third Monday training to only third Mondays, as IntelliTravel has just launched a brand new first Monday of every month sales call. So, guys, make sure that you are on that sales call to get those updates and recognition for the work that you have done in the business. If you have not registered for Accelerator, the next one is April the 20th, and that is an accelerated travel sales training held and sponsored by IntelliTravel. Our new Director of Sales, Ms. Bethany Grant, she has done an amazing job kicking off our first one, and they'll be in, I believe it is in Orlando, Florida, April 20th. Check your emails for the remaining 2 sessions. Guys, again, no accelerator is the same, so try to get to all 4. Travel a little bit, right? Experience the world. Make it a weekend getaway, as most of us have done. Back to you, Eric.
I love it. So listen, we are this evening, we're going to be talking travel commissions, all things travel. Listen, we are a travel company. We're a network marketing opportunity, but our product is travel, and it's about the sexiest product in the world right now. Everyone is either traveling, they want to. We need to delve into some of the, especially from a men's perspective, right? Men can be travel professionals and travel consultants too. So we're gonna chop it up and talk about it. And if you guys are watching, you got any questions or something you want to chime in, a particular question or something that you want us to answer, go ahead and put it in the chat. We'd appreciate that. But Mr. Two Jackets, you was just talking about a couple of amazing training opportunities that we might have some person that's new on right now, or someone's going to watch this replay and maybe they haven't been able to get associated with the Platinum Travel Talk group yet. Speak a little bit about those couple of new training opportunities that people have the ability to get themselves connected with.
Absolutely. You know, our amazing panel of master ambassadors host our own training just because we want our agents to be educated, right? So we want to take responsibility and make sure that we're doing our due diligence to impart some knowledge, help them be successful in the travel space. It is, after all, our product. IntelliTravel has done an amazing job of expanding their training from a sales perspective, right? So we get the educational component, but now it's the how-to, it's the mindset, it's the stretching, the setting goals, how to get to the money, what that looks like, uncovering it. And so a lot of agents struggle with being successful because they need to attend these type of events. So we begged and we pleaded to get those things done, and IntelliTravel has made it happen in 2024. So looking forward to seeing all of you guys and all of those opportunities, as again, your world is your classroom.
The world is your classroom. And I love how, as these things continue to get implemented, it takes the crutch away from you, ladies and gentlemen. You kind of don't have the excuse. You don't have nothing to lean on talking about, I didn't know this company. You're not going to be able to walk away from this opportunity saying, man, it was one of them things. I tried that thing and they didn't. The biggest complaint you hear people say about the previous projects that they were in is always some type of training, support. They wasn't paying on time. They stopped paying. They changed the income structure. Solid foundation here from what I've seen over the last few years. And you guys tell me if you've seen something different. I mean, continuing to lay down a platform or a foundation of training that the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. And speaking of the sky being the limit, we have on the call this evening a gentleman who is taking full advantage of all that open space up there in the sky, traveling and getting paid for booking these trips like you're supposed to. But the fact that he's a brother doing it, right? Not just a brother, but he's a guy getting this done in the industry. It kind of goes against, the norm, the status quo, because mostly women are booking trips and killing it, right? Two Jackets is an exception to the rule. He just got one of them brains, this analytical brains. He just always putting something together. But there's a pocket full of people that find themselves doing what we're doing. And Mark, you killing it out there. So I just want you to go ahead and speak to how this opportunity from your experience has been a game changer or a life changer for you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I've been in the travel. Let me see. I've been going on 7 years now, and like I said, it started off just like a regular little hobby. Just a Daryl telling me I ain't booking your trip, you booking it yourself type scenario, and it went from just I'm a numbers person, and when you look at the numbers, it just made sense. So just being able to supplement my income, being able to in some cases almost pretty much make the same exact amount of money I'm making on my 9 to 5, when just booking standard trips, something that people are already going to do anyway. To me, it was just a no-brainer. And it's like, once you figure out the numbers, and a lot of people get stuff different, but when you can physically break down the numbers and look at the math, is a no-brainer. And that's just straight up.
It was a no-brainer. Now, did you have to? How long did it take for you to figure this out? Did you figure that out prior to joining, or was this something after you were already in? And you got Two Jackets as a coach, so I know he might have been behind you with the whip. But how long did it take for you to figure out the light bulb to go off? Hold up, man. 1 + 1 is 2 over here. This makes sense.
I'm gonna be honest. I probably figured it out as soon as I signed up. Because as soon as I signed up, I think the trip I booked, the one room commission was more than how much I paid to sign up. So that in itself, I had already doubled. I had already made my money back. Plus, then I already was in profit mode. And let alone I took 3 other rooms with me. So I literally had already paid for my business for the whole year with just the one trip that I was going to do, that I was going to have somebody else book for me. And it's like, after that, the math just I just kept saying, well, if I can do this once every month or once every other month, like, that's 1,000 here, 1,000 there. And the trips just get bigger and bigger. And, and that's where I'm at now. Travel is just, that's all I do now, sleep and eat.
So how easy was that first trip? Because some people, there's another thing that holds people back, that fear of messing something up, that fear of this is brand new for me. So this is a two-part question. A, tell the people what you do professionally, what your background is, your 9-to-5 grind, right? And you still have the audacity to find some time within the confines of your 24 hours to still put trips together. But talk about how easy or not so how easy that first trip was, getting that first one accomplished.
My 9-to-5, I'm a work for Amtrak, train dispatcher. That's pretty much what I do. My 9-to-5. Prior to that, 20 years retail, and multiple retail chains. But honestly, the first trip I felt like was, in all honesty, was the easiest trip, because I made it my trip. And I think where I see a lot of people get a little, get into that they can't do a scenario because they don't book their own trip. Like, I mean, you already know you doing a travel business. Why not let your first trip be your trip? Because at the end of the day, you ain't gonna mess up your own trip. All of us then booked a trip. We all then probably used all the big box names, vendors out here. And you're literally doing the exact same thing. I tell everybody, when you join this business and when you start using these websites, the only thing you may see different is now where it say this how much money you're going to make off of this trip. So every trip that I book, every trip that I've since day one, all my trips I book them for myself. And me and the client can then discuss the do's and don'ts, or likes and don't likes. But I book everything as if I'm the person taking the trip. I'm going to make sure my flight is the flight that I want. I'm going to make sure the hotel is the hotel that I want. And the room is the room that I want. And majority of the time when you present the client with what you have, well, 90% of the time they tend to go with your recommendations. Because like I said, you book it as if you're the one taking the trip. So I honestly felt like my first trip was my easiest trip.
Okay. And Two Jackets, feel free to jump in and pop your question whenever. This is your protege, so you probably got some better questions than I might have just from the outside looking in.
I wouldn't necessarily say I have questions, but to add to what he said, which was really good, right? Is I used to tell people that I'm not going to put my clients nowhere that I wouldn't stay. So when he said he booked the trip as if he was booking it for himself, he's absolutely correct. A lot of times, a lot of agents struggle because they're like, the client want this, or, and usually your client don't know, right? Your client is just looking for something, or they heard somebody else talk about it. They might have seen an advertisement, and so now they want to go. But they're looking to us to be the experts, which is why we're the travel advisors. We're in a space where we need to be more educated than your consumer base. And so using that expertise allows us to be able to provide them with the most top tier service, right? As you said, maybe you give them a package and maybe they say, okay, well, you know what, Mark, let us go in and change. I don't think I really need the presidential suite, 1-bedroom diamond. That's a whole lot of space. Could you just put me in an ocean front, right? He has the ability because he's given them, he shot his shot. He gave them the highest that he could give them, and then he brought them back down based on what they wanted to change, right? Agents don't do that. There's a training in our Platinum Travel Talks page that I did called Properly Qualifying Your Client. That helps you with being able to navigate through the checks and balances. What your client want? What are they looking for? What is their budget? Is it realistic? Because that's important. And so when you understand all of those components, it really helps you to get in there into these tools and put together a package in 15 minutes. And when you hear Master Ambassador Imani say she makes $500 to $700 in 15 minutes, that's because that's how easy it is for you to do once you really get into understanding. A lot of us, like Mark said, start out as a hobby, and a lot of people stay in that hobby space, which is why they never see the fruits of their labor. They're never seeing success because they're still treating it like a hobby instead of treating it like a business. When you get up first thing in the morning and the last thing at night, all that's on my mind is like my business. The reality is this: we go to work for 8 hours for people who we don't even like, who don't care nothing about us, and you could lose your position at the drop of a dime. This business is yours. It can't be taken away from you unless you get terminated for doing something unethical. So why not place that same energy and effort into building something that, as Mark said, he started saying $1,000 commission, and he like, if I can do it once, I can do it twice. If I can do it twice, I can do it 6 times. Now He's looking at, okay, how many more destination weddings can I do that's going to then take me to a spot where I might not even have to work no more once I figure out this, how to have a whole space full of people who are looking to do a destination wedding. Back to you, E.
This is huge. Man, cut out that back to me stuff. So look, Mark, you're getting busy in the travel industry right now, right? I'm hearing you cashing fat checks. So we got a 2-part question for you. One, to date, what's the biggest commission that you've gotten? Don't worry about it. Ain't nobody gonna ask you for no money, right? But what's the biggest commission you've gotten from whatever the trip was? And then 2, what to date has been the most difficult, and it might have been the same one, maybe not, but what's been the most difficult booking, and why was it booked? Why was it difficult?
So the most commission I've received is it's kind of a 2-part, but was $40,000, and that was a destination wedding that was 30, and the actual destination and the actual wedding itself was an additional 10.
Okay, so back up. You got to say that again for the people who might have just been tuning in, and start off with the highest commission you've gotten for doing what we've doing is what again? Say that again, because I don't think they heard you.
Combined total, the biggest commission check I received was $40,000, and that was $30,000 for the rooms and $10,000 for the actual wedding.
So now this is good. So explain to me. I've been around for a minute, but I'm a travel rookie. So explain to me how you was able to make money off of the rooms. I get that, but you made money off the rooms and 10 stacks off the wedding. How did that work?
Just about. I ain't gonna say all the vendors, but a good number of them. It's just like the hotel portion. I mean, we get paid to put people in resorts. So when we put them in that resort, they pay us that commission for that room. So now, if we're putting them in that same resort to do a wedding, you're going to get another 10, 15, or 20% off how much that client spend when they purchase their wedding. Because they could have had their wedding somewhere else. They could have had their wedding outside the resort and just had everybody come back, to the resort and have fun. But you did everything there. So just like the hotel pays you for, for you bringing people to their resort for the room, they also pay you when you have them come and do events that, that cost a dollar amount. You get a percentage back just as if it was just like selling a room.
And here's the beauty of that. He didn't have to do any of the wedding day intricacies, right? What the vendors say to you is, Mark, thank you for bringing us this client who purchased a wedding package of $30,000. And they say these pieces are not commissionable, but we're going to give you 10% of this, total price that they spent. For instance, I'm doing a destination wedding now, and I say to them, so tell me what you need for me to supply to get my 10% of the wedding package that they purchased, right? So that's what happens, because they're like, look, we wouldn't have had this business had it not been for you. And they still handle all of the day-to-day intricacies, all of those meetings. They had those meetings sidebar. I said, just listen, keep me included in the loop. So if there's any ball that gets dropped, I can help with picking it up on the back end, right? This is the beauty of the industry. It's the relationship building part, right? And so they trust the travel partners that come and bring people, because they know without us, they wouldn't have had 100 plus rooms sold, or $300,000 in sales revenue walking through their door at a single time. In fact, Mark has caught not only just $40,000 in commission, but I just got a call 3 days ago from the BDM, from the resort brand from this region, that says, I want to go to lunch with you on Mark, probably end of February, early March. Let me know what works for you too. So these are the kind of things that happen because you're doing the business. A lot of people are overlooking the opportunity and they like, I can't get nobody to book. Won't nobody listen to me? I can't get a trip on the books. Listen, the client's not going to drop in your lap. He just happened to put some posts out there and somebody said, you know what? I know Mark do travel. Let me reach out to my brother and see, if he can help me with my destination wedding, because we don't want to do all of the headache stuff. Like that was a lot of people for his group. If it's 20 or 30 people, most people will try to tackle it on their own because it's a smaller group. When you got hundreds of people, they don't want to deal with that and the wedding themselves. So they look for somebody like us.
That's what's up. So Mark, was that the was that the most difficult one, or if not, what was the most difficult one?
I will probably say my most difficult trip is always my family.
They don't disagree there.
They just expect so much for so little. But I don't really think I had a difficult trip right now. Knock on wood. But I have had, a couple of them that may have had a couple hiccups every now and then with, stuff that's out of my control that does fall in my lap as the advisor. With the, them being other places, late calls, trying to get connecting flights when flights got connected, or trying to get them another room when they got to stay in destination a little longer. But the start of a trip, like booking it, and it was difficult. I don't think I've had any difficult ones yet. And I would honestly say, because I'm not going to say, and this is going to sound crazy. I'm not going to say I don't listen to my clients, but technically I really don't listen to my clients. Like, I allow them to tell me what they want. And like I said in the beginning, I give them what I think, because sometimes them not being in the travel space, they can come to you with some unrealistic stuff that's just, like, for example, somebody told me they want to go to Jamaica and they're budgeting $900 per person. You won't be going. So I listened to her and wrote everything down and, did the whole 9 yards, sent her the package. It was $1,700 per person and she booked it. So it's like, if you get into the habit of listening to what your clients say they were looking for, you'll just get stuck. And sometimes those can be difficult bookings because you're trying to, get what the client's looking for, but theoretically the client already know that they ain't gonna find nothing for that because they didn't already look themselves. That's how they end up calling you and just selling what you want to sell them.
I can dig it. So in that scenario, so most of your trips not that difficult. You're a talented guy, right? You probably got some skill sets. It's someone sitting back watching this right now. Like, I hear what you're saying. He probably just, maybe you gifted, right? Two Jackets having these conversations with all these famous people. Some of y'all got gifts. But here's the question that a lot of people are wondering. In a trip like that, okay, you made $40,000. How long did it take you to make 40? Or when you make $1,500 for a trip, how long is that actual process, right? Because you said you're a numbers guy. So how long on average, especially with having a 9-to-5 job, do you have to spend to put together? I'm assuming in small pockets of time, but how long is it taking to put together these trips?
I give you an example. Before we got on this call, I just booked 2, 3, 4, 7 rooms. It was a 7 rooms to Jamaica. Each room commission was about $470. I did that before we got on the call. Within like the last, probably took me an hour. And
so do the math on that real quick. You said 400 and something 40 times 7. What that come up to?
We got 4, about 36. Because it was, like I said, I'm gonna go with 400. I'm gonna go with like 300 or 400 per room because they fluctuate. I had one who got a presidential suite, so hers was a little higher. But I know the commission for all the rooms combined was gonna probably be about like $3,900.
And so here's the thing. He just booked a trip an hour ago, but he's going to get paid $3,900, and it only cost you $800 a year to maintain a business in an $8 trillion industry. Now he has really put his business in profit mode because he got enough to cover him for a whole nother year. And so when people have struggles with trying to pay $39.99 a month, or they don't feel the need to do so, if you work your business and book a trip, you done already put yourself ahead of the game. You want your business to pay for itself. That's the first thing I teach people. Get in the trenches, work your business, and it will pay for itself. When they can't make it to these events, ITQ registration is getting ready to drop. We chartered a whole Norwegian cruise ship, not just any ship, Norwegian Joy, where they have the race car track on the top deck of the ship, right? Everybody gonna want to go now, but think about this. Oh, I can't afford to go. If you're working your business, these commissions that Mark just talked about are going to help them to pay for registration, secure their cabin, right? Make those monthly payments. Why? Because every travel business owner should want to have a commission check every single month. I look forward to it. So you need to be making sure that if you're watching this today and you are not actively working your travel business, you really should be. You're missing out.
Like I said, I utilize everything we do. Like I said, I mean, even with the Platinum Network retreats, like every retreat we do, I make sure I have a group going with me to those. The crazy part about it is when we go to the Platinum Network retreat this year, I got a destination wedding going at the exact same time, just so I can go to both. Why not?
I love it. Listen, I'm still stuck for some of the people out here who may not really have had more than their pinky toe in this travel game. For real. I'm thinking about the hour it took you to make $3,900. Because somebody right now listening to this live or listening to this replay, you know daggone well you got to work almost the whole month to make $3,900. I know some folks don't make $3,900 for the whole month. They're going to work 5-6 days a week, especially after taxes.
They need a new job.
They do need a new job.
I'm just kidding.
But you made that in 1 hour from a $200 investment. $59.90 something and some change monthly overhead. And people are like Darryl was talking about, scratching their head, trying to figure out how can I don't know if I can keep paying this $60. This thing is not working. Nah, you probably not working. There's some of us that are not taking full advantage of, and I'm just saying, I'm thinking to myself, man, what was I doing the last hour before this actual call?
Wasn't making $3,900.
I just made $3,900. I didn't make $3,900 in the last hour. That's bothering me. I'm a numbers guy too. $3,900. I'm trying to figure out. I need to go flip something real quick. I can make $3,900.
It only take about 15-20 minutes to book one of the trip. Take about 15 minutes to book. And
okay. So now here's the next question I got for you. They 15-20 minutes to book. This is amazing. So now the other question is for you, Mark. You got a full-time job. You got life going on. Where and how are you finding these clients that's eagerly spending their money? Because that's another concern of people. Nobody had no money. I ain't got nobody that want to book no trips. I can't find no people, blah, 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 blah. But you, full-time, regular dude, you're finding clients left and right. How is this possible? What are you doing that other people probably should be doing?
All of my clients are word of mouth. Just me promoting, advertising on the different social media platforms. That's mainly where I get and have gotten all my clients from. The 2 or 3 destination weddings I have currently planned all came from people just seeing that I post, seeing that I do travel, and just like, hey, my such and such need a destination wedding, and connecting me with people. I always tell people, I know we tend to always want our family and our friends to support us, but from what I've been seeing, it's the person that don't know me that's mainly, I'm not gonna say not expecting much, but just want good service, want somebody that's gonna do what they ask, get the job done. That's what that's what I've been getting. Like I said, 90% of my business is all word of mouth, referrals, people I've never met, and a lot of them constantly just comes back. Every year over year, I'm booking the same family cruises, the same family reunions, the same everything, because it gets to the point where I've done something for them, everything was fine, and I'm trusted now. Like they trust me with everything. And even when you do these big groups like the destination wedding that I done last year that netted me my biggest commission, I'm going to be doing 3 more destination weddings for that same group of people. because they were happy with the service that the destination where they went to this go around, you know, how the hotel treated them. Like the hotel treated them great. And they said, Mark, you done a great job. I wasn't at the wedding. I wasn't nowhere near it. I don't even know who the wedding coordinator was. You know,
listen,
it's all word of mouth.
What he said is so very true. A lot of your business is going to grow from referrals, right? You're going to get those first couple of clients and somebody going to be looking for a travel agent. They're going to tag you in a post with a bunch of other people. And I just scrolled and just watched the people, right? I'm like, okay, these people are inside of my organization. Let one of them go get it, right? I'm not hell-bent on the commission. I want to see all of them get their part, right? But the reality is all of those larger groups, even if it's not hundreds of people, if it's 30 people, right? I did a 40th birthday trip to Jamaica 2 years right after the pandemic for a group of people who went to a destination wedding the previous year, right? This destination wedding that I'm doing now that's leaving next week with 220 guests in it, guess what? They're all going to break down and think about doing an anniversary trip, a birthday trip, a summer trip, a family this. That's the whole purpose of the business, right? But people are so frail in their thinking. And again, you do marketing, right? You understand that you can't stop marketing, whether, you know, most people get comfortable doing one type of marketing, but you got to be out there, be vocal. People don't know that you own a business, so how they going to come to you? Stop putting the brakes on your business and be very visible, because people need to see that. I get people telling me, oh, you know, I got to get comfortable first. I got to know, you know, everything about, you will never know everything about travel. Travel is so broad of an industry that I've been doing this for 10 years and don't know everything about travel. But what I can tell you is I'm resourceful enough to figure out what I don't know and how to curve myself around to get it done. Sometimes we don't think like that. A lot of us are so comfortable being coddled instead of saying, let me step out on faith and work the business that I'm a part of, because that's what it's really about. It's your business. When you go to sleep at night and you wake up, it's your business. Your successes and failures fall on your own self. It's not your sponsor's job. It's not your ambassador's job. It is your responsibility to find success. What does it look like for each of you?
Well, to start, in order for you to be successful in this here industry, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't let you skip over this part, Mark, because it was key to what you were talking about. You put 90% on your business coming from referrals and people you don't know, but I beg to differ. 90% of it came from your marketing, Mark. 90% of that came from your marketing, because what you did first was, after you got this business, you went on social media. I heard you say it. You went on social media and you showed people, in effect, what you were doing. You put it out there to the world that it was possible to do these things through you, to make this money through you, or to book these trips through you. You put it out there. And then this, besides marketing, which is key, and Two Jackets was just talking about this, you provided valuable service. So you did some great marketing and you matched it with some valuable service. You was like Chick-fil-A in the travel industry. So granted, now that your marketing is now paying you residually, right? Because that marketing, boom, you did that one time for some of that stuff, and then you provided that great service, and now, as we call it, you get the comeback. People gonna keep coming back, right? They're gonna keep re-ing up with you over and over and over again, because you gave them what they needed, what they desired. I'm loving it. Let's speak to the people who are sitting back watching us right now. They're not marketing, Mark. They're being what we call secret agents. This, in my opinion, is the number one reason why you don't have people beating your door down trying to give you some money, because you're not marketing. I ask people all the time, if you could open up a McDonald's in your neighborhood, how high up in the air would you want the golden arches? Like, would they just be a little bit high because you worried about what your neighbor's gonna think, right? I'm gonna keep it borderline, or you gonna raise them to the sky. So talk about what you do as it pertains to marketing. Are you all on one platform? You're mixing it up. What do you have going on in the marketing fashion that finds you these clients?
Right now, I'm on, I'll call it the three major: Facebook, Instagram, and trying to get into the whole TikTok thing. But a lot of it is honestly people seeing you post, but seeing you post consistently, that is something that you do. A lot of people will post 1 week, then the next, like 1 week they selling travel, the next week they selling dogs, then the next week they back to travel. And when you got clients or potential clients looking at you, it's just showing no consistency. Like, are you really into this business, or is it just a hobby, or is it just something you just trying to push right now? So with me right now, like, and I have other businesses that I'm partnered in, but I honestly do not promote any of them anymore. Like, I on Facebook, because travel is what I'm doing. Everything I do, I is geared around travel. You know, like I said, we have an event center, but you'll rarely ever see me post the event center. You know what I mean? We have a cost. I don't post it because I feel like my page right now is dedicated to the travel space. So all I do is post travel. And of course, we're posting travel. I'm, posting how to, if you want to book a trip, and also, hey, if you want to, learn how to do it, because it is all in the same bucket. But I constantly post every day. And a lot of people think that they have to have content of them going to places. Vast majority of the time, when you get into the point where you start getting invited to these fam trips and things of that nature, what's going to happen is it's going to be so many of you in there, they're going to probably tell one person, hey, go in there, record it, send it to everybody. The same stuff that you see other people post, you can repost. We don't have the same friends. And if we do, it's going to probably be the same friends we have from the travel space who will probably use the same stuff that you're posting. All you have to do is recycle the same stuff that everybody else in the travel space is doing. If they don't have their face and everything else, but you got to constantly post and constantly let people know that this is not just a hobby or something you're just trying to do, but it's an actual business that you're taking serious. Because like I said, once they see you fall off from posting, they're going to be like, this is only a 2-3 month thing. Whereas people right now who just book with me and say that they've been watching my page for 3-4 years, or just became a business partner with me and they've been, watching my statuses, me posting and keep posting for 2-3 years. So it's like they saw that it was something that I was serious about, and I kept posting and I kept doing it. And it wasn't just a phase. It was like, okay, well, if this is a phase, he's 7 years strong now. So I guess at some point he's going to stop. And I just constantly keep posting. And then I recycle some of the stuff that I post. I mean, if I posted it 3 years ago, I might not know you 3 years ago. So you're going to see this picture for the first time.
Absolutely. And I tell people when I train them often, I talk about repurposing your content. Like he said, nobody know. It's funny because one of my agents was talking about it yesterday. She went to Dulles Airport just to take pictures, and people thought that she was going to go take a trip. But in fact, she wasn't. She was out there for something else. But she said, well, since I'm here, let me go ahead and snap this selfie at the airport. And she posted it and booked a trip as a result of it because people thought she was going somewhere. Sometimes it's the smallest little things that you do, and you get creative with how you choose to market your business. It doesn't take you spending thousands of dollars on flyers, right? I'm not saying don't do it. What I'm saying is do something. Do something, get yourself out of the gate. Let people start creating a buzz, and then watch the floodgates open for your business. You're going to start sifting through the people, right? The people who are pulling your leg. But at the end of the day, that's what business owners do, right? Think about how many times we go into a store, we grab and try on a pair of shoes, we go, I'll be right back. Mark used to manage Shoe City, right? Folks come in there all the time. You got the store clerk going in the back to go get the shoes. They be like, I'm gonna go down here and I'll be right back. Mark, hold them joints for me. And they never come back and get them shoes.
Just so like email and don't nobody reply back.
So when agents get angry about, I did all of this work and ain't nobody book, it's part of the work that we do. Just let it roll off your shoulders. Get some tougher skin And then you start really qualifying the clients, right? Because I've added a step in my process. Are you deposit ready?
Yep.
If you're not deposit ready, I'm not going, nope. When you're ready to make a deposit, that's when I'll start doing the work. Because at that point, we're wasting each other's time. I'm not sending you no numbers just for you to look at. So again, as you start to build your business practicum, you'll start creating spaces where it'll start diffusing those people who are just wasting your time, those time wasters.
Oh, look, y'all dropping some nuggets. I hope y'all back there at home picking these nuggets up. They dropping the nuggets with the extra sauce. I hope you're picking them up. Listen, Mark, again, I love the fact that you're a guy in this industry, killing it. The industry, direct sales or home-based businesses anyway, 80% women, right? And then you take the travel industry, it's 85% women. To have the guys killing it, I want you to speak to the guys right now. What would you say to the guy that's in the business and he's up that stone age thinking, man, now that's I'm gonna let them ladies do that. That's for the girls. Or even what do you say to that person? Because you're gonna have that person, someone's gonna have that person on your team. Yeah, I'm focusing on this. I ain't thinking about the trips. What do you say to that person?
Man, I don't know how to say this, but I just tell all the guys that's in this business, man, just book a guy's trip. That's all you gotta do. You just book a guy's trip, pick a nice destination, and go and see that. Unfortunately, like you said, this industry is a woman. I feel like a woman-dominated industry. Even when you go to the resorts, you see all, girl trips. So, me and my guys just came back from a guy we just went, had fun, and just pretty much did our thing just all the way around the board. And it kind of opens you up, because we always think that it's always going to be just a girls trip or whatever the case may be. And I feel like once the guys kind of start traveling themselves, their mind had changed. Because at first I wouldn't go nowhere unless I was, with someone. But then it got to the point when I got in the business, man, I go on a straight guys trip or a trip by myself. But it's like once you start traveling and seeing it, you kind of, you start looking on the outside and just like, hold up, man, this ain't as bad as I thought. But, as men, we do kind of sit back and be all, reserved and don't want to do stuff unless other people doing it. Nah, I think after like my first 3 months in the business, I let that go. Because it was all about, like I said, me getting out there having fun. And once I got out there and started having fun, I kept wanting to have fun and, introduce more people into the business and try to do more, guys trips or whoever wanted to go. But it's like once the guys get out there and actually start traveling, they kind of see a different picture, and it kind of open them up a little bit. So that'd be my thing, is actually get out there and travel. And that sitting back and wanting to not do it, I think that'll change.
Mark made some good points about guys being reserved, right? In this industry, and I've watched like their resistance to move with a sense of urgency is baffling to me, because they're naturally supposed to be providers for their household, and you're in an $8 trillion industry where you could, by happenstance, get a $40,000 commission check and a single interaction. Not saying you got to go book 100,000 different things, but you could do one trip and earn 40,000. You can earn one trip and earn $100,000. The thing is it's up to you. And you hear a whole bunch of guys with reservations. Oh, I ain't traveling with a bunch of dudes. And I got guys who they all work different professions, but they come together every year and they do a guys trip. They go to different countries. They stay at different resorts. They all get their own rooms. They go ATV riding. They play football on the beach. They have themselves an amazing time. Then they go back home to their wives and kids and families. That's what they do. They're like, we need to get away from all of the chatter, so let's go do it. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the guys that are in the business are way too cool and reserved, and they're not going unless a chick going with them. And now you sacrificing your money because you're trying to think about, oh, I got to find somebody to take with me, instead of being like Mark saying, listen, I'm gonna pick a destination and all the fellas gonna go, and we're gonna have a whole agenda, right? We're gonna go ATV ride. We're gonna do, you know what I'm saying? They have a whole list of things that they want to do in each country that they go to. But you have to start somewhere. Grab your guy cousins, right? When I talk to a lot of the ladies, the females don't mind. They will leave the kids at home with their dudes. They will be 2, 4, 6 sometime in a room. They don't mind sleeping together. They don't care. Guess what? Whatever we need to do to get this girls trip done, it's gonna get done. Yeah, buddy. Guys not the same. They like, look, I ain't sharing no room with no dude. They like,
you get your own room.
Yeah, listen. And guess what? And I tell them at the end of the day,
at double occupancy, right?
Listen, you gonna pay single supplement rate. Go ahead and get your own room if you up for it. I got a group them with the book right now. We're to send some invoices to, but they're not even males. They're females, but they want their own space. They just everywhere they go, they want their own room. It's a little clique, and they travel. They book a trip and they go together every single year. They're like a best friend little clique. It's about 5 or 6 of them. They want their own room.
Like I said,
again,
go ahead. Me and my guys just came back, and like I said, we had about 4 rooms. I said, look, everybody just get a swim out suite. They was like, for what? Just fun. I got you. Just I'm gonna make sure y'all have fun. I'm just out here, but I'm gonna make sure y'all have fun. Got a swim out suite. Next thing you know, the pool got to close at the main resort. Now we got a pool party at the other. Now we got a pool party. So like, man, this is what y'all do. So now one of them about to be a business partner because he just now in his mind think that he gonna travel somewhere every 3 months by himself because it's what I'm saying. So it's just like once the guys get out there and travel, I feel like a lot of them are kind of let that reservedness go. You just got to get out there though, and don't be afraid to just like say grab you, your cousin, y'all go. We ain't saying share rooms and only have a king bed and sleep head to toe. Get your own room. But once you get out there and start traveling, man, you're gonna enjoy it.
I love it. I'm ready to go. What's that term I got to ask for, Darryl? Single? You said single something?
Single supplement rate.
Supplement rate.
It is already included in the cost of your rooms, unless the resort says that they've waived it. Like during COVID, there were resorts that waived single supplement rate just to get people on the resorts. Mm-hmm. But now that that's done and over with, they want their full, because every hotel and resort is priced at double occupancy. So when you get your own room, you can pay up to 200% of that second guest cost. Yeah. So that's the single supplement. The resort is not going to take a loss. You're going to pay a portion of that second guest since you want your own space.
I can dig it. But it sounds good. So what? Look, Mark, we talked about that. Now, what about the guy? He just joined. Maybe he ain't been out the country yet, hasn't had a chance to travel yet. Maybe this is the guy that technically, because of the way his checking and savings account work, he right now can't afford to travel, but he's in the business. What do you say to this guy? What should this guy, being your regular guy, what should he be doing starting forward? He not first couple of years he ain't taking no trip, but what should he be doing to actively be receiving something from this opportunity?
Mainly, like I said, promoting and just getting content. Like I said, there's so much content out here that we don't have to pay for. And like I said, a lot of us are in the same space, so we all have content that we share. So even if he's not traveling or getting out there, I would still say post, still show resorts, still show the cruise ships, and show everything. So even if you're not physically traveling, you'll be able to still book that trip for somebody. Because at the end of the day, they're going to just see something, ask for you to put it together. They may ask you, have you been there or not, or have you not? And it's up to you how you take that conversation. But vast majority of the time, it's just all about them seeing you post, seeing you do something, and then you just being able to, to book what it is that they want. And I done told a couple of my team members who don't travel, who haven't been out the country and just want to do local trips. Do a local trip. Like a lot of people don't even know that, in our back office through what's that grand incentive, you can get a travel voucher for 3 days, 2 nights, and you as the travel agent can use the voucher. You can use the voucher to do a local trip, to go to a hotel in the States, you know, do a little 3-day, 2-night, get some footage or whatever the case may be, and it ain't cost you nothing but $1.75 for the voucher.
And to add to that, which is a good point, it also gives you, the travel agent, some experience on how to use the voucher, the redemption process. What does that look like? So now when you're offering them to your clients for a referral of some source, or maybe they brought you a destination wedding and those clients had a great time and you got a $30,000 commission check, you can gift them and say, hey, here's a 3-day, 2-night vacation voucher for bringing me that business, right? We want to make sure that we're utilizing them in a manner. And I think Imani did another training in our Platinum Travel Talks that speak about how to use the incentives so that you're using them to gain something and not just giving them away. But Mark made a valid point. I had a business partner who used to, he used them first for himself, but then he got elected to do something for the school system. The teachers every quarter did a drawing. He got to come to the school to draw the winner and gift them a 3-day, 2-night vacation voucher as a part of their rewards and recognition for the teachers who met certain criteria every quarter, right? So you gain clientele simply from doing something as little as that. But again, your clients are all around you. They're all in your spaces. Many of you go out and you go to brunch with a group of people. You got a little social clique that you hang with. You on the phone with 3-way. You on Zoom calls and in chats. Utilize those spaces to grow your business. Take those people on a trip. Have a memorable experience. Get lots of content and grow your business.
I love it. I love it. Y'all are dropping nuggets. The theme, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm hearing from this entire travel agent side, we talking about how to earn these big commissions and how Mark has been earning these big commissions. Two Jackets as well. What I'm taking away is that they have been consistent with capital C. They've been consistent with their marketing efforts and providing information to the masses so that they can know what they have to offer. It's consistency. We had a gentleman say a long time ago, it's hard to follow a parked car. Matter of fact, you can't follow a parked car because where is it going? And some of you guys, although you have purchased a business just like every last one of us, some of you guys are parked cars as it pertains to the social media world. People are wanting to follow you and you want people to follow you, but you're the parked car. And after, how long you sit behind a parked car and before the light bulb goes off, this joke ain't going nowhere. Let me pull out from around them and continue moving. On social media, you only posted one time when you got started. A couple times a month here and there. You appear to the masses. You appear to be a parked car. I came back past this street last month. This car still in the same place. Must be an abandoned joint. That's you. But you telling people, hey, follow me. I got this. I can take you to this destination and so on and so forth. It's not going to work that way. Ladies and gentlemen, 8:30, don't forget Platinum Wednesdays, platinumwednesdays.com. You want to make sure you have invited your guests, get them on the call so they can find out about this amazing opportunity. Mark, go ahead and give us some closing remarks to the people. And then Two Jackets, you got some closing remarks after Mark, and we can go ahead and conclude this evening's What's the Word Wednesday. We're not going to talk about some closing remarks, sir.
I don't have too much to say. I would just tell anybody that's in the business, like you said, consistency. Continue to market your business as if it's your business, and just don't be afraid to put yourself out there. You already took the step in purchasing the business. Now you might as well just capitalize off of the business in the industry that where something that people are going to do every day. So all you got to do is be able to speak about the business that the service that you provide, and just be able to give the people, like I always say, give the people what they want. Is not hard. So my main thing is just give the people what they want. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And like I said, we all going to hear the word no, but for every yes, maybe a $500-600 commission at the end of the day, at the end of that tunnel. So if you get 1 or 2 every month, oh well, you're still in profit mode.
I love it.
Before I forget, our brother in success, Roger Lillard, said he missed the Platinum family today. He will be back real soon, so you guys will see him on the next What's the Word Wednesday. Shout out to Roger Lillard out there somewhere in Cyberland. But as for me, guys, listen, it is tax time. People are trying to figure out what they want to do with those income tax returns when they get them. They're looking at where they're going to take the kids for spring break. Now, are you going to allow them to book their own and put that money in the pockets of some strangers in the industry? Or are you going to be vocal enough and be visible enough to allow them to see that you own a business and you can help them? IntelliTravel just launched just last month their rewards and recognitions program, right? They're recognizing you at all levels, $1,000 in paid commission earned, all the way up to $100,000 in commission earned. There's certificates and trophies walking the stage. There is meetings with our president and executive senior vice president, right? Calls with them, strategy, masterminding sessions that help you grow your business. This is not a club or a hobby. This is a legitimate business, 1099 to be exact. Each of you should be focused on earning $600 minimally in travel commissions to get your 1099 NEC. That is called the validation. It's the validation that the business you have is one that is able to help you grow that $600 commission all the way up to $600,000 if that's what you desire. Work your business like you do your job.
I love it. I love it. And listen, don't be a parked car, ladies and gentlemen. No fun. Don't be a parked car. It's not what it's used for. Let's get from point A to point B in these businesses, ladies and gentlemen. We look forward to seeing you guys back again on third Wednesdays, same time with that outro music. We out.